Only you are responsible for your life and well-being. Only you know yourself better than all the psychologists put together. Only you can heal yourself. How so? I'll explain below. What I want to write about is, as always, my own experience, and the experience of my loved ones. Each time I continue to be convinced that a person can only help himself in this life. Neither doctors, nor psychologists, nor healers and clairvoyants are able to help 100%, and even 80%, and they don't really need it. They would have to deal with their lives. The problems themselves are in bulk. Of course, this is not about acute health conditions, when it comes to life and death. And I'm not saying that the pros, who heal the soul and body, are completely useless. Of course, they are useful and needed by the world, but we all have been used and are constantly looking for the help of some magic pill, which will save us from a chronic disease, return her husband to the family. It's generally not clear how, but most importantly, she will definitely return, make the children be obedient, adequate and study well, help the girl get married, and so on. This is such a feature of our mentality, or something, like in a fairy tale about Emily the Fool, whose oven did everything by itself. Or is it? Pot, don't boil. I would like to say here right away, there is no magic pill, and never will be. Only you are responsible for your life and well-being. Only you know yourself better than all the psychologists put together. Only you can heal yourself. How so? I'll explain below. Why not psychologists? Yes, these specialists are wonderful, and can support a person at some stages of his life, help him clean up his head, and solve other specific problems. But you should not rely only on the help of a psychologist, and believe that after working with him your life will shine with all the colors of the rainbow. A psychologist is a person just like you. His opinion is subjective almost always, no matter what he claims. In addition, many people know that psychologists solve their problems through the problems of the client. The stock of knowledge is also limited, and is also perceived subjectively, through the prism of one's own worldview and beliefs. It's not bad or good, it's just the way it is. It is important to understand one thing. A person is a complex system, a whole microcosm. Here we include karma, generic programs, our own actions during life, worldview, values, beliefs, etc. What kind of psychologist can crawl deep into all this, having all the knowledge of the universe at once, objectively and holistically assess the situation on the move, and give that same magic pill? No. Therefore, try to filter everything that you are told, through the prism of your own perception. Treat the knowledge gained with caution, and try not to elevate it to the rank of irrefutable postulates. Because there is always something hidden even from the eyes of a clairvoyant. Try to develop sensitivity, intuitiveness, susceptibility to the signs of the universe, flexibility in perceiving information, unossified, and try to think with your own head, based on what you are told during consultations. All these qualities will help you to know and understand yourself better, to penetrate as deeply into yourself as no other specialist can. How does healing work? A person comes for a magic pill with the installation, I don't want to do anything, I don't want to realize, just do everything for me. The healer does it by drawing resources from the universe, often rakes for this, by the way, with his illnesses, and illnesses of loved ones. The man leaves happy. The problem is supposedly solved. It's been fixed for a while, yes. But she was given to him for a reason. Somewhere he acted unethically, badly, offended someone, was blind, deaf, and so on. So be kind to solve this problem yourself. Otherwise the balance in the universe will be disturbed, and the problem will return back to the person in one way or another and will continue to bail him. The healer only takes a small advance credit for the client from the universe or and heals on his own energy reserve, which is also not always correct and ethical, but this is another topic for conversation. Ideally, you should go to a spiritual teacher, even to several. You can read relevant books, delve into yourself, put everything together, and then you will understand exactly where the legs of the problem grow, and how to solve it. Understand yourself, again, and not look for ready-made answers to your questions. They won't. The same with corruption, curses. The black magician, as far as I know from communication with the masters, cannot bring anything new into your life. He sees an already problematic place in your karma, energy fields, and simply worsens it to an extreme state. Forms a Gordian knot from a small knot in your own karma. Do you understand? Your ideal task, to figure out where, in which of the lives, this little knot was, how it got bigger, why it was not untied, and who mowed in kind. Through awareness, half of the work will already be done. Through acceptance, some more of it will be done, and then only God knows how long the rest of the work will last. Alas, why not clairvoyants and fortune tellers? A person cannot know his future, or ask a fortune teller what to do, otherwise he will have nothing to punish, and nothing to reward. In fact, a person was born into this world in order to live his lessons, to rake for this and that, to gain some experience, to fulfill a mission, to rejoice, to cry, to be happy and unhappy, etc. In general, live a full life, and not exist. And that's it. What is the outcome? It seems that from the article, it is not clear what to do, and where to go. It is true that this is a complex question, and each person has his own path, which he must choose, and pave for himself. Myself. Do not look for a magic pill even in this article. She's not here either. It remains at your discretion, whether you go to a psychologist, to 10 psychologists, whether you go to trainings for personal growth, whether you turn to healers and so on. One thing is important. In any of these situations, stay conscious, be present in the present moment, and keep a sober mind, no matter how intimidating some specialists may be. Remember, you are a unique complex microcosm, inside of which there is a whole living micro-universe. And no one, except yourself, will explore it, and solve the problems that arise there. This is too difficult and thankless task for a specialist of any level of professionalism. Therefore, collect information on your problem here and there, filtering, dispassionately, better as objectively as possible. Try to think flexibly, be able to hear from specialists, and the universe not what you want, but what you need to hear, no matter how bitter the truth turns out to be, but it will bitter, believe me, and draw conclusions. Draw conclusions and try to eventually solve the problem yourself, seeking support only if you feel that you cannot cope alone. Remember that if these people wish you well, are wise and ethical in relation to the universe, then they can only give you direction, and you will have to go yourself.